I think I found Michael Jackson too, guys.
When you were there?
He's in Cancun.
It's the After Party Podcast. Hi, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey! Yeah.
We got a full house. There's Danielle and
Hello.
Skiri and Nate and Gandhi and Garrett is here. Scotty B will be joining us in and out. Let's get going. As we produce this podcast, we're freshly back from 2 weeks vacation. Mm-hmm. And we talked about it a little bit on our show. But, I wanted to get a little deeper about vacation. And the reason why I'm talking about it is not just because of our vacation and what we experienced, but when you go on vacation, do you ever stop at the end and go, here's the one big headline from this vacation that totally blew me away? So we'll start here. Like, Nate, for you. You were in London with your brothers and that, but what one thing happened did you not expect maybe?
Okay.
And it really, really made you happy?
So on the way back, on the flight back, I had a great time, and I get to the airport, and I check in, and I'm looking around, and, over there in European countries, they have the little segmented gates where you're in this little gate area, and you're cut off from the rest of society, basically. So I'm sitting there, and I'm looking around, I'm like, doesn't seem like a lot of people. Where are all the people for this flight? And it was boarding in 5 minutes. So then the boarding announcement comes on, and instead of doing the first class passengers or whatever, it's, hello, please, if you have your boarding pass, if it doesn't matter your boarding section, just come on in. Like,
What?
What?
I did not experience
So
that.
I get up, and I'm literally the first person. I go, I'm like zone 4. I'm like, okay, come on in, mate. It was so undersold. Everybody had poor man's first class. So I had 3 seats to myself.
Wow.
So they
Did
say,
you spread out?
Yeah, they say, okay, sit in your assigned seat to start, because apparently I didn't know this. They have you sit in certain seats so the weight on the plane is adjusted accordingly so they can take off. But then they get on the thing and they're like, all right, as soon as we take off, feel free to stretch out and go find a row of your own seats and enjoy it. And
Nice.
it was so unexpected. I got just the cheapest seat on the plane, but here I am. I'm stretching out. They're
cool.
asking how many meals do I want. It was incredible. Totally unexpected.
That's unusual, especially during July 4th holiday season.
Yeah.
You have 30 billion people trying to fly into one airport at one time.
It was
Good for
so
you.
crazy. So yeah, it was unexpected and totally appreciated. So thank you, Virgin.
What about you, Danielle?
So while we were on Raccoon Island, you could hear through the trees a storm was coming, right? And you kayak over to the island on the tour that I went on. So the tour guide says, okay, we've got a choice. We can either wait out the storm here on the island, or we can try to book it back. We've got about 10 to 15 minutes before the storm comes. Everyone on the tour was like, we're booking it back. Everybody jumped in their kayaks and was paddling as fast as they could. But about 5 minutes before we got to the port, I'm not even kidding you, monsooning on top of us. It was insane. So my son Spencer decides to take out his phone and put on Captain Jack Sparrow music. And he is rowing and he's recording himself with Pirates of the Caribbean music going.
That's awesome.
We had the best time, and it was so unexpected because we didn't know the storm was going to come and we didn't know we were going to do this. And we were soaked. My hat got drenched. It was ruined.
You'll never forget
I
that.
did not care. I will never forget it. We had
love
the
that.
best time ever, and the videos are fantastic.
We get so scared of rain. Rain's fun.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Lightning isn't, but rain is good.
Yeah, no.
I love playing in the rain. What about you, Garrett? Where'd you go, and what surprised you? A little bit?
Went to Mexico, Playa Mujeres, and we taught the kids a little something about life, I guess. So we're on a parasail, and the tour guide's just bringing us out into the middle of the ocean, and it is turtle mating season. So trying to explain to a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old what the turtles are doing right there was very interesting. So they got National Geographic's Live in the Flesh right there. But yeah, a lot of turtles are very horny right now in Mexico.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Did you get any action later on? Did the turtles turn around?
No one was turned on by the turtle. They're very ugly when they're doing it, like ugly. I wouldn't want a turtle on the back of me like that.
Wow.
Oh, and
I don't
also,
think I want that either.
I went to Isla Mujeres, which is like a 10-minute boat ride from Playa Mujeres, and that's where Fire Festival was supposed to happen. There was no way in hell that thing was ever going to happen. The whole joke on the island was, no way, Jose, because I asked them about it, and they said, impossible. Never was going to happen. There's only one hotel. The rest are Airbnbs. It's a golf cart, island. So there's really no cars. There's no way to get like a stage out there. So, just to see where it was going to be and how it's never going to happen was kind of like validation for me that,
Right.
I was on the right side of history for that one.
So next year he'll announce another one, and it won't happen. So there's
Yeah.
that. What about you, Scary? What big surprise did you run into on your vacation?
Well, I did go to Jamaica, and we went to Montego Bay, and we stayed in a villa with my family for like 7 days. But the real surprise came when we wanted to go on an excursion to beaches, to Negril, and our friends at Sandals Beaches said, "Why don't you come over to the resort for a day? Bring the family." So we showed up at Beaches, and they like rolled out the red carpet for us. They literally. There's a place called 7 Mile Beach in the Grill, which is obviously one of the best beaches in the world. So that stretch of beaches is on some of that property, and oh my God, I've never seen a beach with such powdery sand and beautiful water before. So that was an unexpected treat. So I have to thank our friends at Beaches for that opportunity.
Right.
But they hosted my family and I for the afternoon, and they said the kids are gonna run rampant, let them go on the water slides and everything. So we had a family fun day from our family fun trip. So it was kind of like the trip within the trip. It was an excursion.
I would love
But
to see you
I
on a
had
water slide, though.
I did not go down a water slide.
I've never seen you on one.
You won't.
Damn.
Scary has a there's something about Scary's calves that are so big they dry out the water slide. He stops.
Oh my
He stops and
God.
screeches to a halt. Well, and by the way, Beaches. We've got great news about Beaches in
Yeah.
the Grill coming up. So just keep listening for that. What about you, Gandhi?
Unexpected, I would say a surf lesson that we took. We were just at the beach and it looked like a lot of fun, and there was a little sign that said surf lesson. So we said, okay, let's do this. And
How'd you
of
do it?
course, I caught no waves. I caught some air. I heard
hard.
you're not supposed to do that when you're surfing. Of course, Brandon's ass was able to surf like no problem. So annoying. And then we got scooters and scooted around the city when we were in Lisbon. And scooters have always made me nervous. I just feel like, oh my God, someone's going to hit me with a car, or I don't know how to control this thing. But it was so fun. By the end of the trip, I was doing jumps. It was great. So
love
scooting
that.
and surfing. Those were the two.
Scooting and surfing. You know what?
and
Also in Lisbon, they have these little go karts. It's a 2-person go kart that you can go around the city in.
Oh, I did not
but you have
see
to,
those.
But you have to stay with others. I mean, it's in a line.
okay. Like a
we
tour.
did that too. Lisbon's so great.
So
I'm
great.
so glad that you loved it. This is all great stuff you guys experienced on your vacation.
Well, what was yours?
Yeah, Duran.
Come on,
Oh,
Duran.
I had so many great moments in Italy. It was
Unexpected. What
I will tell you-
unexpectedly happened that you were like,
So-
wow.
30 years ago in Positano, I became really good friends with Angela, who's from that area. She's from Positano. And we kept in touch over the years, but I have not seen her in so many years. She came to New York once with her husband and a friend, and we went to Radio City Music Hall for the Christmas Spectacular, and we did Thanksgiving with her. We became friends. We became really good friends starting 30 years ago.
That is so cool.
She totally surprised us. She came and showed up, and I cried my eyes out because she is such a wonderful human being, and she loves me. I can feel love from her as well. And we hung out with her all day with our other friends, and I don't know. It was just a moment. It really had nothing to do with Positano, but it had everything to do with Positano, you know?
Yeah.
That's
And that was awesome. Being in such a wonderful place on the opposite end of the world, I guess, and then someone you really love and haven't seen in years shows up. Mind blown. Poof.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great.
That's awesome.
I could go on and on.
I would
I'm
watch
sure we
that
all
movie
could.
on Netflix.
It's going to be out soon. Look, so I guess the bottom line here is when you go on vacation, it's more than just, going on tours of museums, and it's more than, going out to eat every night. It's also, what did you learn from the culture? What did you eat that made you go, wow, okay, I understand why they make it that way, because they didn't have certain things back in those days to make this dish any other way. And you learn about history and stuff like that. So go out, immerse yourself into these incredible spots, have a good time, and look out for those little surprise things. You'll be surprised at how surprised you'll be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does.
But it's nice to
It
see all
really
of you
doesn't.
again. It actually feels kind of good
Aw,
to
it
be
makes
in
you
here and see your
appreciate us
faces.
more, right?
Yeah.
I think I found Michael Jackson too, guys.
When you were
He's in
there?
Cancun.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
What?
I thought he was Marshmallow.
No, he the radio station plays IDs like he's still alive, and he says the radio station name.
What?
Huh?
Yeah,
Maybe he's alive in Mexico.
They might be there.
he's in Cancun. I found him, guys.
Please text us and let us know if you know. All right, let's get out of here. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.